and it springs left or right, heedless of heights and chasms. And yet, wildcats spring our traps and die in our nets. Or take the yak, big as a cloud, hung from the sky. It is skilled at being huge, but it can't even catch a rat. Now you have this big tree, but its uselessness is a trouble to you. Why don't you plant it in the village and amble beside it, doing nothing at all? Or wander free and easy, lying asleep beneath it? No axe will ever cut short its life, nothing will ever harm it. If there's no use for it, what hardship could ever befall it? End quote. Many people overlook the usefulness of uselessness. It seems that we're only interested in what's useful while scorning what we deem useless. But the crooked tree story shows that seemingly useless things can be very useful. The tree became a spot to relax, have a romantic time with a lover and hide from the sun. And eventually, people considered it a holy place because of its longevity and unique shape. Moreover, the perceived uselessness from a human standpoint, the use of the tree for wooden planks, served as a ticket for survival, as people were not motivated to cut it down. But there's more to usefulness.
Yeah, exactly. And if something is
from the Taoist point of view,
but it's not, then it's not.
As useless is necessary for things to function. As Lao Tzu mentioned, everything is interdependent. There can't be high without low. There can be before without after, and, reasoning from the same principle, there can be usefulness without uselessness. A cup cannot be used without the empty space within it. A door is useless without the emptiness through which one can walk. The same sentiment is shared in the ZHUANGZI, in which the Chinese philosopher argued that even though only a few acres of the earth's surface are suitable for farmland, these pieces of farmland wouldn't serve any purpose, nor would they operate if the rest of the earth didn't exist. So if we ever feel useless or are considered useless, we can always think of the usefulness of uselessness. Useful people can be useful without those who have no use within a specific context. There can be doctors without patients. There can be gossipers without despicable people to gossip and complain about. For example, philosophical entertainer Alan Watts mentioned in one of his talks, the people we tend to complain about have a function, which is not only that they generate a great portion of our conversation, but also as a reference point to make ourselves feel better than others. The reason there are good people is that there are bad people. Without bad people, or at least the concept of what makes a bad person, good people would not exist. If there isn't bad, what makes something else good? So if you're perceived as a bad, useless person, you can always think, well, at least I make others feel good about themselves.
There we go, chat.
The impermanent nature of the universe is another topic ZHUANGZI seems to be concerned with. Once the Taoist sage demonstrated how he embraced the ever-changing nature of life when his wife passed away. His friend ZHUANGZI paid him a visit to offer condolences and was taken aback to find ZHUANGZI sitting on the ground, tapping on a basin and singing. ZHUANGZI couldn't help but express his bewilderment, questioning ZHUANGZI's seemingly inappropriate behavior. ZHUANGZI, in his typically calm and insightful manner, explained to ZHUANGZI that initially he was indeed saddened by his wife's passing. However, he soon began to contemplate the nature of her existence. Before she was born, she had neither life nor form, and even before that, she didn't even have breath. Over time, changes occurred, giving rise to breath, form, life, and eventually her death. ZHUANGZI recognized that these transformations were as natural as the progression of seasons, and her death was just another part of this cosmic dance. As he gazed upon her peaceful face, ZHUANGZI understood that to weep and wail would be to reject the inherent impermanence of life.
So wise, very, very wise, man.